Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th President of the United States. He overcame childhood illness to become a national hero, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, explorer, and a progressive reformer. Roosevelt's story is one of resilience, transformation, and discovery, leaving a lasting legacy. Theodore Roosevelt was born on October 27, 1858, in New York City. Despite being born into a wealthy family, Roosevelt faced significant health challenges, including severe asthma. Encouraged by his father, he engaged in rigorous exercise and outdoor activities, which helped him overcome his physical limitations and fostered a lifelong passion for nature and adventure. In 1880, he graduated from Harvard University and married Alice Hathaway Lee on October 27, his 22nd birthday, at the Unitarian Church in Brookline, Massachusetts. A year later, Roosevelt's political career began when he was elected to the New York State Assembly. Known for his anti-corruption efforts and reformist stance, he quickly made a name for himself. Personal tragedy struck in 1884 when his wife and mother died on the same day. Roosevelt recorded the date in his diary with a large X and the words, "The light has gone out of my life." Seeking solace, Roosevelt retreated to the Badlands of North Dakota. In 1886, he returned to New York and married Edith Kermit Carow. She had a romance with Theodore Roosevelt as a teenager. Roosevelt was to serve in the U.S. Civil Service Commission and as president of the New York City Board of Police Commissioners until 1897, when he was appointed Assistant Secretary of the Navy by President William McKinley. In 1898, Roosevelt resigned as Assistant Secretary of the Navy to lead the Rough Riders in the Spanish-American War. His bravery at the Battle of San Juan Hill made him a national hero. This newfound fame propelled him to the governorship of New York and eventually to the vice presidency under William McKinley in 1900. After McKinley's assassination in 1901, Roosevelt became the youngest U.S. president at 42. He would be the 26th U.S. president. The second inauguration of Theodore Roosevelt as President of the United States took place on Saturday, March 4, 1905, in Washington, D.C. His presidency, known for the Square Deal, focused on controlling corporations, consumer protection, and conserving natural resources. Roosevelt took bold steps against monopolies and established significant regulations for food and drug safety. Roosevelt's commitment to conservation was groundbreaking. He established the U.S. Forest Service, created 5 national parks, and signed the Antiquities Act, which allowed him to designate national monuments. His efforts led to the preservation of around 230 million acres of public land. Roosevelt's foreign policy was defined by "speak softly and carry a big stick," this based on an African proverb. He expanded the U.S. Navy and played a crucial role in global diplomacy. His efforts in mediating the Russo-Japanese War earned him the Nobel Peace Prize in 1906, making him the first American to receive the honor. Additionally, Roosevelt was instrumental in the construction of the Panama Canal, a monumental engineering feat that revolutionized global trade and military strategy. In 1909, Roosevelt, after his presidential term had expired, embarked on an African safari, accompanied by his son Kermit. It was an expedition sponsored in part by the Smithsonian Institute. Roosevelt was to hunt big game to be displayed as Smithsonian exhibits. Roosevelt ran for president again in 1912 under the progressive Bull Moose Party after losing the presidential nomination of the Republican Party to incumbent President William Howard Taft. The Democrats won under Woodrow Wilson. The progressive Bull Moose Party evaporated. In 1913, Roosevelt embarked on the Roosevelt-Rondon expedition, sponsored in part by the American Museum of Natural History. The expedition took him along the relatively unknown River of Doubt and left the ex-president incapacitated for the latter part of the expedition. For his part, the river was renamed Rio Roosevelt in his honor. Roosevelt's health began to decline after his last expedition, leading to his death on January 6, 1919. He was laid to rest at Young's Memorial Cemetery in the village of Oyster Bay Cove, New York, in the United States of America.